That fix it?
Yes, it definitely fixed it.
All right.
Audio engineer every time.
All right. Here we go. I think we're about to start the show right now. Can y'all jokers hear us now would be the question.
Yes, please let us know if you can hear us.
Here we go. You can hear us right now. It's Hypno Ray. I bet you they were having the loop.
Yeah, I bet so.
Remix. It's loud. It's UFO sounds. There you go. We're good. All right.
Yes.
Success.
Awesome.
Right.
We pulled it off like a Panthers W,
okay.
man.
All right. Fresh start. Right here we go.
Yes.
Welcome to the C3 Panthers podcast, postgame podcast. We hosted the Jacksonville Jaguars, and everybody says Jaguars funny. They say Jaguars or Jaguars is another one I've heard.
How you say it?
Jaguars.
I just said Jaguar.
You can be English about it. Jaguar.
So, all right. So two and two teams, right?
Yeah.
Coming with both similar stories, strong defenses, and
backup QBs.
Yeah, backup QBs come into Carolina, both on 2-game win streaks, and Carolina is able to take care of business. So we're going to react to that game. We're going to have your calls, and we had a blast there at the game today. So we're hanging out at Cody's house, a.k.a. the Vivid Seats Studio, according to our sponsor. And Cody, your first game.
Yeah, man. So shout out to my cousin Jeff.
Yep.
My man, my dude. Yeah, I was able to go to my first game because of my man Jeff, and yeah, I was not expecting to go, but we all got to go, and that was my first Panther experience. Man, I loved it. It was incredible. The atmosphere was awesome. The audience came and showed up, loud, boisterous, and then the Hall of Honor on top of it. Man, I will never, ever forget this day as long as I live. Shout out to my man Jeff. And, dude, had a fantastic time. So much to talk about, man.
CK in the house, man. Today we went to the game together, right? And this is the first of
4, so we have 3 more.
3 more to go. A good start right here. Sporting the flyest jersey you can get on a day like this.
The flyest.
The stitched 100-year anniversary model of that. And CK also informed me he doesn't have a lot of Twitter followers. So, guys, his name is
Codizzle Allen.
Codizzle Allen. Go follow him on Twitter. All right. Call into the show. The number's 252-228-5098. It's the C3 Panthers podcast. My name's TD. That's right. I'm going initials only so I can be liberated, I said in the last show. And we've got a lot to talk about today. So just first, let's start off with initial reaction to the game. Cody, Christian McCaffrey.
He's on another level, man. He's the best running back in the NFL. And I know that we're Panthers fans, but who's doing what he does right now? Tyler
Bonifon?
Yeah, Bonifon. Hey, how about Bonifon got in the game, made some plays, made a touchdown run at the end, and we needed that so bad. But, dude, McCaffrey is on another level, man. He had 3 total touchdowns, 176 yards, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. Our offense is Christian McCaffrey. Now that we don't have Cam Newton on the field, it begins and ends with him.
How do you stop him, CK? He's unstoppable.
Well, the funny part about it is, so he's got 230 yards from scrimmage today. In 3 quarters, essentially, because he went out of the game early in the 4th. So the fact that he had that many, just think if we were just pounding the ball there at the end, if we had a lead, that was what we ended up doing with Bonifon. I'm glad that things worked out the way that they did, because we got to see what we have in a backup running back, which we haven't seen.
Well, which is big gaping holes. Because, I want to give Bonifon credit, guys, but he just ran through this giant hole. Like,
he did.
it's like it was the whole side of the field, and he almost did it twice.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's weird that our offensive line is so much better at run blocking than they are at pass protection. I feel like they're badass at run blocking, and they weren't giving Kyle a ton of time to throw the football. Kyle was subpar today. I feel Kyle.
He was missing. He was
He
missing.
missed a lot.
He was missing in action. I don't even remember saying his name except for the time he dribbled. Early again,
Yeah.
he got hit early.
Yeah.
The ball bounced off the ground. He did pick it right back up. It was like a double dribble, but he was
Yeah.
missing in action today.
Yeah, there were 3 passes I remember that he just sailed them, and there was
Forcing
an
the
opportunity.
ball into double coverage a lot.
Yeah, and I feel that he's kind of afraid for his life. You know, I feel.
Well,
like,
he should be. He could have died today, guys.
It's very possible.
So what about the story about Dennis Daly coming in and starting at left tackle? What does that tell you?
We don't have a lot of people to play left tackle.
And that is the coaching staff, are they admitting that they were wrong with Darrell Williams? Because you can't say it's more important to put Darrell Williams at guard than it is to put him at left tackle.
How many sacks did they have against us?
Not a lot.
I thought it was just the one. But I could be wrong.
I don't think we got a lot of sacks either. Real disappointing day for our defense.
Yeah,
To a
yes
degree.
and no. To a degree, they didn't have the performance they did against Houston and Arizona, but dude, they made plays when we had to have plays, man. And Brian Burns with the strip sack,
He's a
taking
beast.
it to the house. Dude, Brian Burns is on another level, man. Brian Burns has the potential to be
He's
a
the
superstar.
Christian McCaffrey
Of our defense.
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
No, that's Luke.
Well, and Luke is another one. Dude, our linebacking core, I'm still impressed by. Luke
You got
and
nervous.
Shaq.
Didn't you guys get nervous when Shaq came up limping?
I got nervous when the same
But,
thing happened with Luke.
Luke came up limping too.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, so
It was
maybe
a dangerous
people,
game.
maybe either of you or someone in the chat room can let us know why did they take Christian out in the fourth quarter? Is that
Cramps.
just coaching or what?
They
What
said
was
cramps.
that?
It was leg cramps.
Leg cramps.
Yep.
Yeah, because they said it was on the bicycle. Jeff said he saw him on the bicycle on the sideline.
Yeah.
I would just say, look, we're up. Bonifan just ran a 59-yard touchdown. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Go take a nap, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go take a nap. Christian McCaffrey was sensational today. Chance broke out in the stadium for MVP.
After that 80-yard,
MVP.
touchdown.
He's
MVP.
doing what he's doing right now. Tyler Gurley is a shell of himself. Ezekiel Elliott, I don't know what kind of season he's having. He's not having the season Christian is. The dude's balling out, man. I don't know what else he would have to do to pull that award away from a quarterback. But he's on pace right now to deserve it.
You're listening to the C3 Panthers post-game show. My name's Tony Dunn. We're hanging out in the Vivid Seats studios. Check out Vivid Seats if you want to get to a game like we did. You can get. Make sure you check your sunscreen though at the door.
Yeah,
Because
listen, in case you haven't noticed, I know I look radioactive right now. Okay, I should have brought my sunscreen, but the game was worth it if I developed sun cancer because of it. Because I would remember that forever. But yes, I'm red like a crawfish.
So you can call into the show. The number's 252-228-5098. And Cody, let's go ahead and just jump into the calls and see what we got
Yeah,
here.
man.
And I will be the translator to CK in the background.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? Well, my fellow Tar Heel fan, Greg. Dude, I don't know how you can ice up Jay Bateman for a safety biting on the receiver, for one. But also just to ice him up because of his age. Because you say he shouldn't be doing what he's doing at that age. I'm sorry, buddy, but I have to ice you up, a fellow Tar Heel fan, just because I think you're salty.
Oh,
That's all. You can't be sitting here.
next call.
Spider burns, does he swing from a web?
Spider burn.
No, he doesn't, because he just grabs the football and runs a motherfucking touchdown. Hell yeah, that's my boy. Nick from Mass checking in. Love you guys. Keep
Nice.
pounding.
Way to call in with the spider burns comment.
Y'all already know who it is. Don't play. So Mr. Kyle Allen almost throws a pick. Fumbles twice. He's having an okay day. But I think the reality of the situation is rising to the top. We're understanding what this man is. He's not awful. Absolutely not. He's not trash. I'll eat some crow on that. I know I called the man trash, even though I was joking. I'll still eat some crow on it.
Tony did too.
I called him trash.
But at least in this game, it looks to me like he's been carried by a defense that scored 7 points, and then a defense that left him, a 20-yard field to fucking work with. And then 2 blowout rushing touchdowns by not just Christian McCaffrey, but Bonifant. I mean, dude.
And 1 receiver.
And the defense.
I'm fairly confident we're going to pull this one out, but I think this is the silver bullet, or the silver bullet to the heart of the Cam-hating vampires out there. It has to be. It's ridiculous to hate on a man because.
All right, I'm stopping it there. All right, let's talk about it for a second.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey, obviously, we've talked about him being sensational. But, all right, Norv Turner, on the very first play of the game, jet sweep, couple of jet sweeps today.
Yeah.
Is that creative enough for you?
I mean, I think it's creative out of necessity. I don't know that anyone trusts the left side of our offensive line. I think Greg Little did very well in the time that he did play. He didn't play today, but I think that it was by design. Get the ball into Curtis Samuel's hands, jet sweeps, do some motions, and get the defense guessing as to what they're going to do. I don't think Norv or anyone trusts the offensive line to pass protect for too long. So I think that Norv called a decent game. Jeff and I had some criticisms of him, but it wasn't terrible. He called enough knowing that he had a backup quarterback and a subpar offensive line today, and he did enough.
No tight end action today, guys. No, I don't.
And Ian Thomas was on the field a few times.
Yeah. A few times.
So 0 Greg Olsen, right?
Yeah.
It was the Christian McCaffrey show. There was no need. There was no need for anything else. So.
No, just a couple catches here and there.
Yeah.
And what I talked about with you beforehand, I said, or maybe it was just Cody, is because our offense is so bad, I could see our tight ends not really playing much out in the deep end of the field and more about blocking.
Yeah.
And so we might have seen more of Ian Thomas and maybe Greg Olsen picking up blitzes and stuff, but they were definitely not a part of the scheme.
I did notice. I don't know if y'all noticed, there were a few times where Greg Olsen was put out wide, all the way out wide.
And then
he was 3 times.
He was in the backfield.
And in the backfield. I do like him lining up.
I tell you one thing is DJ Shark just
ate
us alive today. What?
And this is another thing that
we missed Dante Jackson today.
Yeah, Dante Jackson is missed sorely here in Carolina. And then Jeff and I were talking about this during the game, man. It just seems like Panthers are still so intent on playing zone, and they just shred that up, man. When you have a dynamic, fast receiver like Chark, dude, it's nothing for them to just shred zone defense. And I feel like we do it too much, but I kind of feel like maybe we had no choice because we didn't have Dante, who is probably our best press man corner on the team. But yeah, there's still some deficiencies in our secondary.
James Bradbury continued impressed today.
Yeah.
I mean, he is
barring that circus catch.
Yeah. And tell us what happened there. What it was a touchdown. All right. I thought it was a touchdown.
I thought it wasn't. I thought you had to maintain possession through the ground, no matter what.
Well, if he makes a football move,
he
makes a football move, regardless of what happens with the ground, is irrelevant because he's crossed.
I guess him extending is a football.
I think when he feet makes it a catch, right, and then he twisted and it looked like he broke the plane.
That's
there.
what I thought.
And
thought
as soon as he breaks the plane, it's a touchdown. We call it, and the plane extends infinitely.
Yeah, infinitely up, infinitely.
But
down.
what what I was saying is so same thing with Christian McCaffrey's play from the Tampa Bay game. He was running to that marker, and he reached out, and they said that he was out of bounds beforehand. You know, if you want to point it out from that perspective, then Christian McCaffrey should have had the first down in that Tampa Bay game.
Yeah.
But he was out of bounds when he extended the ball, meaning the first down marker doesn't extend beyond the line of scrimmage. You have to hit the pylon for it to count.
Right. Well, no, I don't think so.
I mean, you have to go directly over top of the pylon.
I think you can be infinitely out.
Yeah, it's infinitely up and infinitely out.
Well, that's why they reach for the pylon.
Out.
If they touch the pylon, it's a touchdown. But if it goes beyond the pylon, if you are reaching this way, the pylon's here, and you're in the air flying that way, you're not. It's not a touchdown unless you can get across the goal line.
But
you gotta cross it.
Seeing the replay on the big screen, I thought it was going to be a touchdown for Jacksonville, but it ended up being on the one, and then Leonard Fournette just jumped in.
So what happened with our defense today, guys? Our defense.
The middle of the field was wide open.
Yeah. Well, there was no QB contain.
Yep.
There was.
Oh, and Minshew continued to be Minshew. He was good today.
Yeah,
Come on. We know he ran when he had to. He slid.
He was by far the better passer on the field.
He kept them in the game.
He did.
He kept them in the game.
And Fournette was running over us like crazy, too.
Yeah. Fournette, and that kind of goes back to the tackling concerns amongst some of those in our secondary, like Eric Reed.
Eric Reed still.
Jay Cryer said this: "Is Cody just sat there with third-degree burns, and everybody sat there."
Roast. Listen, no one can roast me harder than the sun did today.
Yeah.
I look like a clown, but dude, I had a brilliant time.
Nice.
So
Cody got his first game today, and it came at the expense of a big burn.
I popped my cherry, but it was
and now it's
a couple thousand skin cells. It'll be alright.
Yeah, man, dude. Yeah. I hear skin cancer is not bad at all. So.
All right. So why was our defense so stinky?
I don't know. I felt like early on we were vicious and we were doing well, and then I kind of feel like our offense kept our defense on the field too long. And they just didn't play complementary football, and they were on the field too long. In case my face hasn't told you, it was pretty hot at times. So, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to pinpoint one thing about the defense that's faltering. Yeah, I think
the pass rush didn't get home
fell
today.
off.
It did not get home. It wasn't even there, guys.
It was there in the beginning of the game.
It was there.
It was there in the first quarter,
and then
they're putting him off his spot. But I don't feel like they ever got him to the ground.
They were always a half step behind.
Yeah. Minshew is I feel like he is a pocket presence master. Like he feels that pocket collapsing, and he just maneuvers, and like so many of those plays that
opposite of Kyle Allen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kyle Allen looks scared to me.
Yeah. He gets a little flustered back there.
Yeah, and he has a tendency, and I mentioned this after Houston, he doesn't step up. He wants to run out to the sides. And I feel like, there were a few plays that he left on the field just because he didn't have enough confidence just to take an extra second and deliver the football. And Jacksonville knew that too, and they wanted to move him off platform. And he was not accurate off platform. All
right, you're listening to the C3 Panthers post-game show. The Carolina Panthers win today. What was it, 34-27? 34-27. Christian McCaffrey single-handedly destroyed the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Such a monster.
The Jaguars, the Jaguars. Call in at 252-228-5098. Cody, tell me if we've heard this call already. You guys just have to.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your boy, the Black Cat, Brandon Herbert, and the win was awesome and everything. I'm super excited about it. Our defense was a little winded, but they still came through. I am ecstatic about that. But I'm over the Kyle Allen experience. Like, you can say what you want, Cody. He fumbles way too much, and I can't have that. Cam needs to hurry up and get back in here and be healthy. Hopefully he's healthy, because that game, should have not been as close as it was. Bradbury, I never liked him. Bradbury, most of those catches came on Bradbury. the DJ Chark. DJ Chark was looking like the best receiver in the NFL. That can't happen.
What,
over that. He dropped the pick, by the way.
Yeah, I'm still not happy with
that could have sealed the game and not even had it end in dramatic fashion.
It was great.
So I'm over him. I'm over Kyle Allen. Other than that, I think Brian Burns was an absolute monster today. He got a little winded. He was a little banged up throughout the week. You can tell. And he even was a little banged up in this game, but he played fantastic. He showed off his speed with the touchdown, and he had that crucial sack towards the end of the game, which was really good because I think Jacksonville probably would have went down there and scored on us. And before I leave, Christian McCaffrey, CM motherfucker. Like, what can we say about that guy? Like, he is probably, no, not probably, he is the best running back in the NFL. Look at what he does for this team. In Bonneville, I love that we can actually give Chris McCaffrey a little rest. I know that it wasn't really rest, but he was cramping up because it was a hot day today. So he was cramping up. So I'm glad that we can give him a rest and not lose a beat. Bonafide with that beautiful touchdown run. Love it. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for everything you do. Keep pounding.
All right,
appreciate you, Brandon.
Thanks, Black Cat.
Hey, man.
So here, right now we're talking about obviously Christian McCaffrey. Right now is a league MVP, arguably, other than Patrick Mahomes, best running back. But I think going to James Bradbury, I think first James Bradbury is going to get paid. Yep. He wants. He's going to have to. Yeah, is that if we don't do it, somebody else will. And then the other is Brian Burns, guys, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Easily.
It's like a lock.
We
like already a lock.
We watched him almost block 2 punts again today. Yeah. And he's getting in the backfield on almost
How is he doing
punt.
it?
He's so agile, man.
Well, he's agile, and he's got those arms. Those arms are
long. Arms help.
They're so long.
It's something about that frame, man. It is just so long and fast. He's got the fast twitch muscle fibers. But he's strong. I think whenever we drafted him, people were concerned that he wasn't going to be able to hold up with his hand in the dirt or that he was going to get bullied on the offensive line. And that hasn't been an issue, man. He's just been a badass, man. He's been everything that we wanted him to be, a first-round pass rusher. I mean, that's something that we haven't had that kind of speed on our defensive line in a very long time. And
you know who did? You know who's made the impact that he's made before? Julius Peppers. Julius Peppers did the same type of thing. He would be returning fumbles for touchdowns. He was doing all of this crazy mess that was beyond just being a defensive end. All right, let's see. 252-228-5098.
Hey guys, it's Matt from New York giving you a shout after this hard-fought and seemingly unwanted win by the Carolina Panthers. Just call to say it's a good goddamn thing that Christian McCaffrey is positively unstoppable, because God knows we're not calling any plays for the receivers or the tight ends to get involved in. And I don't know why that is, whether it's the patchwork offensive line and maybe we're trying to take care of Kyle Allen and keep the pressure off in that way, or if the receivers just aren't getting open. And man, I sure would like to see more action in the passing game in the weeks to come, because that was stunningly one-dimensional from where I was sitting. Anyway, a win is a win, and I am glad to have it. You guys keep up the good work. Keep pounding.
Hey, guys. That was Matt from New York, obviously referencing CMC, but the offensive line play. I do want to give out a shout-out to Tin Tizzy.
Yeah.
We met Tin Tizzy today, and Tin Tizzy brought his family from New Jersey to come to this game.
Hike, man.
Yeah, that's some badass shit right there.
That's a true fandom right there. Yeah, that's a true fandom.
Shout out to Tin Tizzy here. What's going on with this offensive line? Is it really injuries and not good?
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's the kind of piecemeal right now. Trey Turner is important to what we do. And I feel like every time we lose him, we find out the hard way that just how important he is. I think Greg Little, I mean, listen, man, the guy has potential. He has talent. But what, this is like already the second concussion? Like, Is the man already a concussion concern player?
You can't help but draw parallels between him and Michael Orr.
And they both went to Ole Miss. They both wore 74.
Oh no, it gets worse. Oh my god. Oh my
It's all
god.
going, man.
Dennis Daly though, way to answer the call.
Yeah, I mean,
Whoever
that's what
you
have
are.
to do. Next
Except for
man
that
up.
one, that guy just let go
Oh,
right
yeah.
by him.
Yeah.
Didn't even think he tried to block him. He was in the backfield within 2 seconds of the snap.
Well, our pass blocking has been pretty atrocious recently. The run blocking's always been. I mean, it seems to do great, but when our guys have to sit back and wait for those rushers to come, it seems like they get beat. I mean,
It's not a lot of time. Not a little. I mean, and it's not even. It's just the inability to get comfortable.
yeah.
Even is, something's gonna go wrong.
And hey, real quick, shout out to Tree Fitty, who did send us a super chat
Yeah,
earlier.
that's dope.
And we did see it.
And it's
thanks
350.
Yeah.
Thanks for the 350, Tree Fitty.
Tree Fitty, thanks for the Tree Fitty, baby. But yeah, man, this is I feel like another year of Panther football where we're talking about that offensive line, and we're just kind of.
It's every year. It's every year. Every damn year. But
Every
I
year.
wonder if all teams are like that.
No,
What?
Dallas doesn't have those questions.
I don't think Philadelphia
Well,
has those
yeah,
questions.
you're right.
Let me ask you a question. What happens when Trey Turner comes back? Because we don't want Darrell Williams at left tackle, do we? I mean,
No, that's true.
and we would prefer Greg Little there. What happens to Darrell Williams?
Before the season
God.
started, I proposed putting him at left guard.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you
That's what I
guys
thought,
feel
too.
about Van Roten?
Not left tackle-ish. I don't know. I don't
He's
know
not
enough.
athletic enough for left tackle.
Yeah.
The question is with Moten
Be
potential. Like Moten has been the most consistent. At least he's just been available.
So
How about that?
only-
He's been
Yeah, he's been
available.
available.
We've only seen Taylor Moten play left tackle once last year against Dallas to open the season, and he did well. I do like him better on the right side, but damn, dude, if that's what we end up having to do
To
then-
get through the week.
yeah,
You got to
dude,
put your best player on the left side.
Yeah,
you
I
got
mean,
to put your best offensive player on the left side or offensive line.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I am not concerned about having to play Darrell Williams. I mean, I don't care if he rises the bench. I just want the best players on the field, especially if Cam Newton comes back after the bye. I mean, yeah,
We need to
that's
trade for Trent
paramount.
Williams. It's time to
Yes,
get the trade
yes.
for Trent Williams chant going. We're 3-2 now. Now the Saints did continue to win. They won again, bastards. How? How do these
They were
assholes
down
do
most
it?
of the game.
How do these assholes do it?
I mean, how are we doing it? You know?
The Falcons
They
lose
lost.
today.
Yeah.
Thank
Embarrassingly.
Jesus. But at first they were up, and then they
All of a
blew.
sudden.
It was like a
14
Super Bowl
hours.
remix for them, 28-3.
Yeah.
We are in the division, and we were talking about this before we went in the game, is that if we can't win the division, which right now it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to catch the Saints. We can, but it doesn't appear
Still,
that
it doesn't appear
it
they're gonna
seems
lose
wild
anytime
card
soon.
would have to be the way.
Yeah.
We have to get to 10 wins. I think 10 wins, and here's the good news about the wild card position. It seems like the NFC right now is pretty stable in who the leaders are. Philadelphia and Dallas are contending for the East. That might be the hardest. Each one of those could be a wild card team.
The
But-
West is a toss-up.
But we got, you're right. But I think Seattle can pull that out and win that division in the end. And then in the for us in the South end, what is the other one? The
North.
AFC
North. I think that Green Bay could potentially win that.
I mean, that Bears defense might do.
Did the
you know-
Bears pull it out today?
Yes.
So they did. They
No,
beat.
but yeah.
They beat
Hold on, I'm
Oakland.
checking for you.
They were playing.
Yeah,
at
they
home.
can't-
They lost. Yeah, they
Sports
lost.
21.
They lost.
Yeah, they lost.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
so-
Dallas is currently losing right now.
Look at-
4-0.
Look at Ross Gold. Thank you, Ross, for the donation to the show. He said the O line ran a clinic on run blocking. Hard to have a O line who can do both well.
That's
CMC.
Yeah.
So you said it, Cody. Is that why we're doing well at one?
Yeah, and I don't know, man. I think maybe it's easier to just be physical up front than it is to be athletic enough to pass protect, and hold up for a longer amount of time. Other than that, I mean, I really don't know what it is. I do think we're not healthy enough to see this offensive line at its full potential right now, and we're just kind of running with whatever works at the moment.
All right, let's keep going with the calls. Let me see. Have we heard this?
Hey guys, it's Matt from New York giving you a shout after this.
There we go. Next call.
Hey guys, Matt from New York calling you again. So after my last call, as I was walking across down to work, I passed a guy in a Leonard Fournette jersey. He was on the phone, blowing up a Jaguars call-in line about how mad he was about the team. So I ran in front of him, and I turned around and we locked eyes, and I bared my Panthers logo on my shirt like I was Superman. And I gave him a thumbs up, and he flipped me the bird, and I laughed at him, and it was awesome. Keep pounding.
All right, next call.
What's up, C3? This is Nova Black, man. I've been extremely busy trying to get life back together, and I really haven't been able to sit down and get into the film. But I watched the game, and the Kyle Allen hype train, you know, it done chew his last chew. The kid, you know, he still got more growing to do. He's going to get better once he get his confidence back. Looked like he wasn't playing with confidence. He got in his own head, even though his face didn't really show it. You could tell the kid was kind of playing scared. He's running out of the pocket when all he got to do is step up, little stuff like that. But, hey, more help from Norm, more help from the surrounding cast, everybody but Christian McCaffrey. You know, the defense stepped up as always. You know, you can tell they really game planned for our pass rush, but it was okay. We still came out good. I'm glad we got the win. You know, I can't wait to Cam heal up and come back because, you know, it's obvious that the defense and Christian McCaffrey, you know, and some other players here and there are carrying the team, and we're not specifically winning because of Kyle Allen like we would with a 100% healthy Cam Newton. Anyway, you guys keep pounding. I'm getting off this line. I'm going to try to join the show. I'm in the chat room. Catch you guys later.
All right, there is Nova Black and bringing up something. And big shout out to William Robinson also donating to the podcast. Nova Black says this, is that, look, and just like William Robinson says, good team win, right? But what about when Cam comes back? You know, is two things have stuck out to me in the last week, guys. And one is that we had to deal with the Kyle Allen doing well. And I won't say deal with. I'm very happy he did well and that we won. But that fueled and fanned these embers of Cam Newton hatred. Yeah. And my question to you guys is, have you ever heard of a team where their best player in the history of that team was disliked by the fan base? Because I kind of feel like that is where we were with Cam Newton before this week, and guess what? Those voices just got real quiet.
I mean, to the degree of Cam Newton, no, I don't know that I've ever seen anything like that.
That would be like Green Bay people hating Brett Favre.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Well, they did when he went to Minnesota.
Right,
that was different.
That was different. So we would if Cam went to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Only Atlanta. That'd be the only one that I'd be mad at Cam at. If Cam went somewhere else, I'd hate to see it, but I want Cam to succeed.
Atlanta would be the one.
Yeah, Atlanta would be the one that would be a no-go for me. But, I mean, I don't know, man. I think I don't want to toot my own horn, but I kind of said that Kyle Allen just needs to do enough, man. He doesn't need to be a superstar. Yeah. You know, hand the ball to Christian McCaffrey. If you can do that,
throw the
be
ball
our quarterback.
If you can't hand it to him, throw it to him. Look for Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
Does Cam come back this year?
If he's 100%,
yes.
Needs to.
I think
absolutely.
So. I think
especially if Kyle Allen keeps on just managing the team until he can get back. You know, and I was saying it throughout the whole game. We were so one-dimensional because everything runs through Christian McCaffrey, and they still couldn't stop it.
Yeah,
right?
Still couldn't stop
Bring in Cam Newton. If he can become dynamic again, if he can be the Cam Newton even from 2017, who's going to be able to come in here, or even the beginning part of 2018, and actually make plays and be able to elude the pressure. I think we have the ability. I don't think there's many people who could stop us if they have to worry about Cam Newton escaping the pocket as well. That RPO becomes very dangerous with Cam Newton at the
And defenses are going to play us different.
My question, though, is not should we play Cam if he comes back. Because, I believe that. Is Cam coming back this season, though?
I think he's not going to let anything stop it, especially if we get into playoff contention.
If you're Cam Newton and you see this offense right now, dependent upon its defense, dependent upon Christian McCaffrey, if you're Cam Newton, there's no way you're not salivating.
Oh, you're in the weight room right now.
At the thought of coming back, man. You have the chance to shut up a bunch of haters and show the entire NFL who you still are as a quarterback. Now, if it's true or not true, we're going to find out. But Cam Newton, I guarantee you, wants to prove that he is still Superman.
Man. Does he need to be Superman anymore?
Yeah,
no, because we got Christian McCaffrey, who is super boy.
He has a super friend.
He can be Batman. McCaffrey can be Robin.
Yeah. I feel like McCaffrey right now is ready to be the face of the franchise.
But listen, man.
Oh, great conversation right here.
Okay.
Bring up. CK and I had it in the stands before. We get this, is that we've seen what happened with Zeke. We've seen what happened with Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
We have also seen Le'Veon Bell, right?
And I think me and Cody had this same conversation. If you're going where I think you're going.
So, the thought is that, look, we have 2 more years with Christian McCaffrey before we truly had to deal with him. Because this is his 3rd year, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then you get year 4 and then
option.
5th year option. But what if we were bold? This is our call. This was our call today. And we, mid-season, made him the highest paid running back in the league today.
Yeah.
Where you build in the years that you already were going to pay him. You negate any contract dispute down the road. And, here we go, is that if you wait 3 years, what's the number?
It's going to be more
running
expensive.
back.
Yeah.
It's going to be more.
The inflation's going to go. So do we have any question that he's the most important key? He's the most dynamic player in the NFL right now? We don't. So what the hell? I think I think Marty Herney should get aggressive here and say we want to make you the biggest paid running back in the league.
And if he continues to get 200 yards a game for the next 2 years, dude, that's going to be no running back will command more money than McCaffrey.
Right. It's only going to get more expensive unless he gets hurt, and then you don't want to do it.
It's only going to get more expensive.
But we also, right now, in the moment that we're in at this moment in time, Le'Veon Bell wanted to be paid not only his running back money as being one of the better running backs, but
wide receiver money.
Wide receiver 2 money. Well, guess what? We have the best running back.
Yeah.
And who's got the rushing title right now if he can continue this pace. And he's our number 1 wide receiver. So if you want to pay him for both of those, by all means. But I want to be able to sign him. But I also think from a realistic standpoint, I think, and Christian McCaffrey may not ask for that type of money because I don't see him being the type to chase that money.
Don't you think there would be some goodwill that could be earned by
coming early?
Yeah.
And for Christian McCaffrey, you could say somebody say like, look, I'd rather bet on myself. I want to push to get the max.
Yeah.
But that would also be silly, given the risk that you have.
Well, it's not that
you would
much out of the norm.
Wouldn't you just take money on the table?
Yeah.
Like, if it was big money on the table, you can let it ride. You can let the cash ride on the table.
And hope you don't get hurt.
And keep betting on yourself and all of this. Or you can take this guaranteed $60 million today.
Well, see, that's another thing that can play into
What
it,
would
too,
it be?
is after, his contract comes up after
the new CBA. Which is a giant complicated thing.
And he might be the type of person to want to hold out for that. You never know. We know that guaranteed money's coming. That's coming.
I think we all look at Christian as like a nice dude. He's a hard worker. He's not the diva type of player that gets thrown around like a Le'Veon Bell or anyone like that. So, we don't think that he would demand that kind of money, but
why would you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You also have an agent. Who's gonna want money,
and you're also the best.
Yeah, if you're doing,
you just did a fucking flip.
And look how much leverage he has. Our offense, even when Cam was healthy, it's dependent upon Christian McCaffrey being the check down, being able to run between the
Yeah,
tackles.
no, it's supposed to be like that with Cam.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's Kyle Allen or Cam Newton. Christian McCaffrey is now a vital piece of this offense, and it doesn't run the same way without him. Credit to Bonifant for doing well today, but it's not McCaffrey.
Looks like Matt Forte to me. Like in his gait. That kind of stand-up runner.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you're listening to the C3 Panthers podcast, the post-game show. We're all tired. We went to the game. We're exhausted. I think this is the next goal.
Christian McCaffrey is the man. Bonify really did a great job today. We're kind of wondering where Scarlett was. But, as the game went on, we saw some things happen. Just really happy to be a Panther fan. We love your show. We love watching it. We're very excited every week. Love your reviews. Keep it going, guys.
Oh, wow.
Keep
Man,
pounding.
thank you for that call right there. All right, next
What's going
one.
on, guys? Josh from Mass again. Hear me out. So, obviously we won, and part of us winning was me making a bet with a local Patriots fan. And he said, if we won, I could pee on his shoes. Gentlemen, do you know what happened today? I peed on a Patriots fan's shoes thanks to a Panthers win.
I don't know if they are.
This is one small step for this Panthers fan, but one giant leap for Panthers Nation, I feel like. And
Dude, Josh is so stupid.
God, I think we're just
a
couple
so only two of us can hear what
little
Josh
tweaks
is saying
on
right now, so we're
defense
about to
away
relay
from
this
being.
message. All right, guys, Josh from Mass made a bet with another football fan.
A
Who was
Patriots fan.
And that the winner of the match today would get to pee on the other person's shoe.
Oh my.
So he peed on a...
So Josh
He also
got to
said,
piss on some Patriots.
what did he describe it as? A small step for...
A small step for man, a giant leap for
Panther Nation.
Nation.
Peeing on... I don't know what I think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that he got to do it. He sounded pretty excited about it.
I was about to say, did he sound excited
dude,
or did he sound...
Oh,
he
I know what I
sounded
wanted
very
to say.
happy
Is
about
that caller would have been much cooler if he would have been peeing on the shoe.
We
while
heard
he
it,
made
yeah.
the
Yeah,
call.
if we could hear the trickle of his piss hitting the shoe, that would have been epic,
my
Josh.
gosh.
All right.
That would have been
I think this might be the last call. Let me check the logs. Here we go.
Hi guys, Rich.
Rich
up,
from
Rich?
That was a
Rich
good win.
Kingston.
Should have been by much more. Ron can't play cool to save his life, or Norv can't. Why we keep cardiac catting, I don't know. But anyway, enjoyed it. Anyway, you all look very cosy there. In the chat room, I'm Blue Club Man. So if you see that, that's me. Anyway, they're in London next week, and I'm going to the game. Might phone in for Tuesday. Keep pounding.
All right.
Good pound.
I
That
think
was the
that's
last
it.
one,
Let
huh?
me see. Yeah, I think that's it for right now. Yep. There's one from Jay Cryer. If I could get in my Gmail while you guys are talking. All right. But
Yeah.
here, cardiac cats, guys.
For sure.
Yeah, it's something I don't understand. I mean, I want to hear you guys go first because I don't know how to explain this away. It's something that we continue to do.
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, I guess the best thing I can say is I'm used to it by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not
Yes, boys.
used to it,
It's
and
Jay
you're
Cryer.
going to a game for the first time, something like that, I suggest maybe getting some Klonopin or Xanax because it can be stressful at times, especially the last 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Why? It seems like every damn
Even
game.
2015.
Yeah, even in 2015.
Even overtime game with not only the Colts, but came down to the wire with the Giants and.
It was like 7 games that were within one score.
Yeah, it was insane.
Let's just say this. I had a ride picking up me and Jeff, and the Panthers were determined to make me miss that ride.
It was a long ass game today. My wife texted me and she was like, "Look, we got to get on the road. You got to get this show on the road." We couldn't find scooters to get back.
So
We walked it the entire way and made it at the same exact time you guys did.
You walked home?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
they
just now
were
hearing
walking
this.
up as you were going in the door.
Dude, holy shit. Wow. All right.
We walked the entire way. But let's talk about one thing we haven't discussed.
Yeah.
You look at the crowds, not excited by the turnout. You look at the lower level, it's just peppered with people. And then in the beginning of the game, the Jaguars score. The Jaguars. They score, and then there's this huge crowd that cheers for them. It was awful until this is the fair weather Panther fans come out. It was the loudest game I've been at in 2 years.
Yeah, it was loud today.
So for my first game ever, dude, the Panther fans showed out, man. It was booming in there. And there was like a pack of Jaguar fans right behind where Jeff and I were sitting. And, dude, they were trying to be as boisterous as they could, but Panther Nation wasn't having it, man. I'm proud of the Charlotte teams and everyone that came to the game, man, because I feel like the last 2 W's really injected life into the fan base, and it made everyone
the team,
feel,
maybe.
Yeah,
and maybe even the team.
Everyone, man.
And it was a big day. It was a Hall of Honor day. I
mean,
that's a big day.
That was a good moment at halftime, right?
So Smitty pulled off his shirt.
Pulls off his shirt. Says he would never wear a Panther jersey. I don't actually.
He said he would never wear. He thought he would never wear a Panther jersey in that stadium again. And he said, but.
Till today.
And I shed a tear, man. I'm not gonna
lie. He was awesome. It was awesome.
He
was obviously the fan favorite too, and Jake Delhomme being the close second, I would say.
That crowd erupted when they introduced Steve Smith.
Yeah.
Mick Mixon couldn't finish whatever the hell he was saying. As soon as they knew,
it made Steve Smith feel good.
Oh yeah,
you could see it.
Oh, he was tearing up. Yeah, he got emotional, man.
I was glad with the noise that we were able to make, but and shout out to Upper Deck people. The Upper Deck is 2 times louder.
It's always like that.
The bottom.
The
bottom is the most boring. Everybody in our section was getting up and cheering. Right? And so that was great. Good win, though. So next, though, we got to go to England.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to Mr. Joe Riolano in the chat room.
My boy Joe.
Our boy Joe.
He says he's having a tough week. Joe, thoughts and prayers for you. And look, Cody's having a tough week if you look at that lobster face of his.
Yeah, man. I look like Santa Claus's ass.
I have never thought about Santa Claus's ass until this moment.
But now you have.
It's definitely red.
Yeah.
Obviously.
If it looks anything like my face, then yeah, it's definitely red.
So we're heading to London next week. And dumb and knock on the NFL this week for having 8 1 o'clock games, 2 4 o'clock games, and then having a game in London that was televised at 1.
Yeah. Why do we get the 9:30?
Yeah, ours is early.
We need the 9:30. That makes sense. It makes sense for us to get up and watch football rather than to stick an international game in a bunch of games we don't watch. I hate the NFL schedule when they put 8 at 1. And why can't they balance them out? It's time for 2 byes. That's the answer. 2 bye weeks.
Everybody gets a Thursday game. Everybody gets a bye before their Thursday game.
Boom. Game done. We figured it out.
It's not that hard.
And Joe Riolano just called me a crispy critter. So
yeah.
Love you, Joe.
All right, so we got one last voice note, and this is from the email from Jay Cryer across the pond. I think he's going to be excited to hear about the Panthers coming to London.
Yes, boys. It's Jay Cryer.
What's up, Jay?
Coming from Birmingham, England. I just want to shout out and say, look, we know Carl Allen fumbles. We know there were some dodgy calls today, but it's another win. And that's all that matters. And I'm buzzing to be at Tottenham next week. I'll be repping a C3 podcast. Anyone who's going, wants to meet for a beer, give me a shout. And just keep pounding, baby.
All right, man. Jay Cryer's excited about the Panthers coming to London.
Yeah.
Right, Jay's followed this, been a part of this podcast from the beginning. Dude is my dude right there. So now, thoughts. Just let's wrap up this little bit of a post game. I think we're at the end. Thoughts on the Panthers going forward, and that's I think a tougher question than it should be. Is because you look at us winning 3 in a row.
Yeah.
You look at a defense that at times looked great. Today didn't. I don't know what the future beholds for us Period.
I mean, listen, you were talking about a wild card earlier. Man, listen, all of our future is in our hands. I mean, the Saints are only, a game ahead of us, and we're going to play them twice at the end of the year. I mean, we control.
We gotta get the Bucks.
We
man.
control our destiny, and yeah, man, this I think I said that 2 weeks ago. If we're able to get to the bye undefeated, that's an incredible feat that we just pulled off. And
can we beat the Bucks?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
We damn near did.
Yeah, we almost did it on Thursday.
Yeah, we damn near did.
With a hobbled Cam Newton.
With a Cam Newton that was body snatched.
Yeah, the peg leg, essentially.
The peg leg Cam.
Peg leg Cam. It wasn't a good Cam.
Now, not to look past the Bucks. You can't look past them.
No, and James is playing.
They've been
well
playing
from what I've seen.
Chris Godwin is the major piece that we
that's who you have to stop.
Mike Evans. We can stop Mike Evans.
And our defense will pick back up. I mean, you got to realize we had a few players out today. Dante Jackson was a big miss.
We need him back.
That was a big miss.
We do need him
and
back.
I like Ross Cockrell, but he can't be out there all game.
No, Ross is no Dante.
Shaquille Barrett, just so you guys know, didn't have a sack today.
Holy cow.
Didn't have a sack.
No sacks for Shaquille Barrett.
There were 0 sacks by the Tampa Bay Bucks today.
Well, I'm sure he's excited to play us.
Yeah.
I
bet he is.
It's a damn thing.
I'll tell you one thing is that we almost got him an early contract in week 2.
Yeah.
Right. He might get an early contract.
We almost paid him Von Miller money. What the fuck?
And it doesn't look like it's going to be better.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about most is Kyle Allen being alive.
Yeah.
And I truly believe this is that I'm rooting for Kyle Allen to do well, but I don't think that he has a longevity in him.
Mm-mm.
You know, is that I think he might be able to catch some lightning in a bottle.
He gets hit one good time. That's it.
Yeah,
he's small. He's small.
Yeah, I mean he's letting go of the ball all the time. Not that but I think that he would just be destroyed.
He's learning how to be a starting NFL quarterback behind a subpar offensive line that doesn't have its starters.
He's doing good though. I think he's doing good.
He's doing enough.
When you put it in
way
perspective,
better than I thought he would.
Yeah.
I thought this season was over.
And knock on wood, he still doesn't have an interception.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
he
that
damn near did.
Wasn't.
He damn near did at the very end of the football game.
I think what it is about Kyle Allen, the reason he doesn't look good is we've been so used to Cam Newton, being able to navigate the pocket so well
and get up
but I mean just even the pocket presence that he would have. Some people might say that's not the case. He was a run first quarterback, but we've seen over the years and especially now, what he can do with a collapsing pocket.
Right.
And we just don't think that, when we see somebody not do that, we're like,
you're trash.
Trash. When in all reality, it's just Cam Newton's been able to overcome subpar offensive line play for a while.
We've been spoiled a little bit.
Yes.
I definitely miss Cam's calm, collected nature in the pocket, which I feel that's something he's never gotten enough credit for. Cam will stand there and
he will hold it.
He will
hold it to him.
Yeah, I mean Cam Newton. It also helps to be.
I think it's just hard to quantify how much Cam has gotten up from.
Mm-hmm.
He has gotten up from hits that I feel like would have ended other people's careers, and he's just like getting up.
That
like
Super Bowl,
he's creaking out there. He always looks in so much pain as he's walking up
that
to the
KZ hit from last year.
Yeah, I mean but kudos to the line today. Going against a very difficult front, they did not play awful.
I didn't hear Calais.
And Jacksonville blitzed a lot too today. Let's not forget that. They blitzed a lot. They sent an extra man.
They game planned very well based on the fact that they knew Kyle Allen was going to have enough time to throw the ball.
Yep.
Let's be honest. I mean,
They did not. They could not game plan for CMC there.
Yeah.
You can't do it. He just gets 5 yards. He gets 5 yards on nothing. And then on these plays, that one, the first touchdown drive, this would have been was this the flip one or is that the second one?
That was the second one when they flipped.
The first one that he gets in, he electrified the entire statement with a run where he breaks it, he bull rushes guys, and they're trying to tackle him, he's fighting them off.
There's nothing that Jeff and I were talking about this. The whole gadget running back label that got slapped onto him before the draft. Dude, he is everything.
He's Marshall
Faulk. Of chips,
Did you see? He's
Marshall
broken,
Faulk, dude.
He broke at least 3 people's ankles today. Like, I mean, they're
that one play, the goal line, when he stood up like 5 defenders. There's 5 defenders.
And he tries to fight them all.
He's still standing there.
Yeah.
Finally, they had to push him out of bounds. And he's like, you can't get me down?
He's
and
Marshall
that one
fault, dude.
The guy stood up like after he just got his ankles broken. Like,
and I did find it funny, him being on the field, same field as Leonard Fournette. I mean, dude, Christian McCaffrey was bowling people over better than the guy that
And Leonard Fournette was good today.
More.
Leonard Fournette was
bad.
very good today, and still Christian McCaffrey made him look like a
joke.
Second rate.
Yeah, who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if he this week expect Christian McCaffrey's name to be all over the national.
It has to be, huh?
And if it's not, I don't understand. I don't understand what.
No, I don't either.
And I think that Tampa Bay game where they shut him down, it's gonna. I think they're gonna have some. Christian McCaffrey's gonna have some revenge.
That is the recipe for beating the Panthers, though.
Shutting down McCaffrey.
Shutting down McCaffrey.
It's finding a way.
But Marone has said the same thing all week. Even when you listen to his conference call, he said the key to beating these guys is stopping Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, everybody knows the plan, but
you
execute it. You know.
True that. True that. Well, they didn't execute it today.
That's for sure.
Gosh.
Over 200 all-purpose yards.
And just running straight out the gate, that straight line.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a great play. That's what I would say. It was
just
like it just
I
went.
looked at Cody and said, "I gotta run through that."
Yeah, everybody. Man, he was just fast enough to keep running.
Yeah.
It was a Red Sea. Freaking Moses out there parting us.
Now it is fair to say Dalvin Cook had over 200 scrimmage yards today. He did not have as many rushing yards as Christian McCaffrey, so Christian should keep that rushing number one rusher in the league after today's
We
game.
did fall back though on our passing defense today.
Yeah, we let 300 ones go.
380 yards we let.
380 yards in the air. Our defense was not impressive today to me.
No.
Well, I think they were mostly, in my opinion, over Cockrell. You know, it was Cockrell and over the middle of it. I think Bradbury beyond that one.
Our linebackers weren't getting deep enough.
At
a lot of points in time.
I feel
they were getting it thrown right over their head.
Yeah.
I think Trey
He was
Boston.
good. He was good.
Trey
Mitchell
Boston
was good.
also blew some coverages in the end zone that first drive when they went for a touchdown.
Sure.
Yeah, and we need to play better defense in the backfield. And I think Dante Jackson helps that, but it's not just Dante not being there. There are some players that have to do better that are playing for us right now.
It was fantastic that we were able to squeak out the win. That's just it.
Yeah, man, a W is a W. All day, every day.
All right.
Same, man.
Look, I think my wife is probably going to say, I need to tell her where to pick me up at. That's what she just texted me. So, why don't you close out the show and shut all this down? Tell people what they need to know.
First off, shout out to my man Jeff back here. If it was not for my man, I would not have been able to go today. So thank you so much, sir. Nothing but love. I had an incredible experience. Man, just blown away, man. I'll never forget that incredible football game. The Panthers are doing enough to win, man. We're a gritty football team, and we're willing to go and fight and get into a slugfest. And we need to do better in some areas, but who doesn't, man? Kyle Allen just has to hold up long enough for Cam Newton to come back. And, dude, I'm excited about this fucking football team, man. I'm pumped. Panthers are a good football team.
All right, this is C3 Panthers post-game show. Go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. Be a part of the show by calling in at 252-228-5098. We'll be here live on Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Longest running Panthers podcast where we don't miss a beat. We also need you to go follow Codizzle Allen, Cody, CK. Yes. We had a fantastic time. Did you have a good time today?
Oh, man, beautiful. Now it makes it that much harder to wait till the next game.
And a lot easier, though, to go to the games when it is this mentality. All right, so you can follow Codizzle Allen on Twitter. That's CK. And, Jeff, do you have a Twitter?
No Twitter.
Nice. He's off the grid.
Oh, yeah. Used to have one. No Twitter anymore.
Smart.
If you want to follow me on Facebook, Jeff Hodge.
All right, guys. So I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, I'm going to find a whole bunch of aloe vera, pour it in the tub.
And we're going to, you need to get an aloe vera bath. All right, boom.